Prioritisation, with a Z on my spell check. S in the UK, but Z over here. Or you say Z. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so there's 4 steps that we go through. Okay, and a mentor of mine taught me this. 4 steps that we go through. Because having gone through those previous steps, we have visibility of what's going on. Okay? And I do this on a regular basis, and I'm always surprised by something when it comes out on the page, you know, as to why I might be procrastinating. And obviously, at the minute, it's a time thing. But I will take one of them. So you do this for each one. So you would go through this process 3 times if you have 3 on your list. Some of you might just have 2 or whatever. But what's my decision? And I'm going to show you an example of that shortly. So what's my decision? Because these are the things that are going to make the biggest difference. So what's my decision? What decision am I taking? Now I have visibility of what we've just done in the previous part of the exercise. Second question around courage. So we also have a principle in my team, courage before confidence. Okay? And so in what way do I choose to be courageous? In what way do I choose to be courageous? Not I need to be courageous. I should be courageous. I have to be. Am I making my point? Yeah. Courageous. In what way do I choose to be courageous? Okay, to act on my decision. The third step is, okay, so I'm going to get into momentum. So what capability will I develop by doing this? And how will I grow in confidence by doing this? Because when I think about all of my experience over the years, and certainly now with growing other leaders, we grow in confidence by being in action. We don't have the confidence and then get in action. We have the courage to get in action, and that's what helps us develop the confidence. So, in what way, what capability rather will I develop by doing this, and how will I grow in confidence by doing this? And I've got an example to show you shortly. And then finally, the payoff in a positive way for progress is, what will this mean for myself? I always ask for my team or for my business. Okay? I know that if we are more productive, I do know the world benefits, right? So I don't necessarily what will this mean for the world, right? So we're too far out there, right? So for me, these are the questions I ask. And so this is seeing procrastination very, very differently and working with it very, very differently. And there is a discipline in following through on this. There's a discipline in asking these questions. And it's really about practice for ourselves first. So I wanted to just show you an example of the first one on my list of what that looks like. Not nicely on a PowerPoint slide. I had to write this out this morning because, like I say, I don't necessarily use the computer too much. I'll avoid it when I can. This would be in my journal, usually with glitter pens and stickers and smiley faces. I'm into unicorns at the moment, I don't know why. I don't know why, but it's a little kid in me. And I'm on the plane, British Airways, with my stickers and my pens. I'm like, oh, what's she doing? Having a good time, that's what I'm doing. Okay. So in terms of what this looks like, okay, so decision, courage, capability and confidence and progress. So this is what, I came up with quite recently. I'm going to take this time in November with my coach, because this is about the book structure and the first chapter. I'm going to work through the first book title, structure and the first chapter. The power of decision, that is going to happen, right? So only write the things down when you have that. Yes, I am committed to doing this. Okay? Make the decision. Now, where do I need to be courageous? Where do I choose to be courageous? So I'm going to have to postpone a client project until December. And I'm going to have to go to this person and say I've made an error in thinking we could begin in November. Because what is more important to me is getting started with this book than actually doing a client project that can wait. They may not agree with me, and I'm prepared for that, but I really have to get started because I'm starting to wake up in the morning with words in my head, right? So I want to get going. It's time. So what will confidence and capability, what will that look like? So I'm having to learn to prioritize my time in a new way. I have been operational for 20 years. I've traveled the world. You know, I'm busy every day. Let's make room for the new. I am taking up being the CEO of the company. I do that job anyway, but I'm really elevating myself to play that role and grow the team. So I'm learning a whole new way of spending my time. And it's very uncomfortable. And we'll talk about comfort and not being comfortable later, but I am committed to it. So I'm going to kind of just do this and get this month under my belt where I'm actually taking some time out to do something I would just never do. Making sense? Mm-hmm. And so what's the progress? Well, this paves the way for me to be on the world stage as an author and a speaker. I do that a little bit now, but you know, I'm with people a lot who are saying it's about time you actually had it in a message. I'd say it's about time you should have it. I'm like, well, do I want that? And genuinely say now, I want that. I really want that because of what it means for this message to get out to more people and what it means for the business to reach more people in more ways. So if I'm going to 10x the business, the only way you grow a business is by doing 3 things. Just a top tip. You create more value for more people in more ways. Okay? And if you can create more value for more people in more ways, you'll grow your business. Okay? So I know this is one of those fundamental attraction vehicles that will reach more people, so more people will know about us. Because we're still relatively unknown in the world. We have some tight sort of client circle, but it's time to get out there. And I've said that a few times, I think, to you guys. It's time. So this is what I worked through, and what I would suggest is in the next exercise, you choose one of them that you feel most is, you know, there's 3 there. Choose the one first that is the most important. And actually just be really honest about the decision you're making, even if it's what you might consider to be a small step, it's a step. So this is about getting in motion. And just follow the exercise. We'll put the other slide back on with the questions. Follow the exercise, and then if you feel like it, and I'm interested to see what happens with this, is you may feel like, I'd like to do another one. Oh, I'd like to do another one. Yeah, because it feels good. It feels so good. And I am looking forward to saying to Dr. A when we speak at the end of November, I'm looking forward to saying, this is the book title, this is the structure, and this is the first chapter, what do you think? Yeah, because it's going to happen. Yeah? And that's the start, and I'm so excited about that. But I have to go through that process to get ready, and this exercise is the one that really gets us in motion. So in terms of time, I will ask if there are any questions, but hopefully this way of doing it has reduced the questions because it's a little bit more complicated, this exercise. In terms of time, you're going to have 15 minutes each. So this is a half-hour exercise. 2 times 15. I need another coffee. That was weird. Okay, that was really slow. So half an hour for this exercise. And the way to do it often is to help the person do one, and then if that's 15 minutes, that's great, right? It may take 15 minutes, and then do it the other way. If you find that you do it fast, help them do another one. So see how much you can do in 15 minutes. But let one person go so you can help them think it through and then swap. It's much easier to do it that way when you first do this for the first time. Because I find, you know, when I'm doing these things for the first time, I have to externalize. Yeah, my husband goes and sits in a cave, thinks about it, and comes out. I'm the opposite. I'm first, you know. So it is, with this kind of thing, it can be quite helpful to externalize, even if you are, well, if you prefer being in a cave. Okay? Go with it. So in terms of time, we'll put the timer on when you've chosen your partner in a couple of minutes.